call to order the Board of Selectmen meeting Wednesday, June 4th. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Looking for a motion to approve the agenda.
Moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Approval of the minutes for our meeting on May 21st. Have you guys had an opportunity to take a look? Any changes, anything? No? Need a motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of May 21.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Correspondence, don't have any, nothing, good. Okay, first selectmen's report, we had the swing bridge opening, yay rah. It was a lovely little event, but they're still doing like, you know, taking off little things, but technically it's open, the walkway's open, people are walking on it. It actually opened a few weeks ago and people were walking like that night, so that was kind of fun. But anyways, the bridge is open. The budget, obviously we have to go for a referendum on July 22nd. Make note of that. Please tell all your friends and neighbors. Apparently the signs and everything isn't enough. However, the Board of Finance on Monday night want us to find an additional 100 above the 75 that we already cut. They're not necessarily looking to cut an additional $500,000. They did find 200,000 in debt service interest that we can use, and then they wanna do another 300 between the Board of Ed and us. The Board of Ed is gonna do 200, we're gonna do 100. But they wanna discuss those cuts so that they're going to see how much pain, you know, we're all in to make those cuts. The budget obviously lost by only 9 votes as far as getting it passed. So it's still hard, even with the exit poll information, we did get that, it's 50-50, too low, too high, this too high, so like there's no conclusive information out of the exit poll. So it's difficult to you know, determine what to do, but they feel that there were people enough that said it was too high, and therefore they wanna try and see what the cuts look like and what those would do to the two budgets. So we're gonna find those cuts, we're gonna go to a meeting next Monday night, and then, you know, they'll determine what they're gonna do. We're still okay with the schedule, just so you guys know, we're still okay with the schedule as far as getting to referendum on the 22nd, even though they didn't do a resolution yet. So next Monday will be fine, if they come up with a resolution, we can still do our vote on the 22nd, we'll have a town meeting and a public hearing and then a town meeting, so we'll have all that happen. The mill rate needs to be set by us before July 1, so we'll be doing that sometime in June. So, you know, think about what you wanna do there. Denise, our tax collector, is going to send out the bills late. So whatever the mill rate ends up that we set it, ultimately, we're going to wait until the referendum, till we know what the mill rate really needs to be, and those are the bills we're gonna set, so we're not sending out bills ahead of time from what we know. So that's kind of what we've decided, so that you guys know that. Trying to think if there's anything else pressing, and that's the biggest stuff. So I think, you know, I just wanna let you guys know like where we're at with that.
So will we need to have a special meeting to discuss budget reduction, or are we just gonna take care of that at the next?
Yeah, I'm pretty much going over, you know, what we've budgeted and, you know, where I can find some cuts, so we'll, you know, if you have any suggestions, if you've been going through the budget, please let me know, I'm happy to, you know, listen to suggestions. You know, a couple of things we're looking at are maintenance funds and things like that, and see what we can do, but we're looking at it, we're trying, we're figuring it out, but we'll see. I mean, again, I haven't put a definitive, these are the things that we're gonna cut yet, until we know for sure what budget passes, you know what I mean, so.
3 of us are not gonna have that discussion.
No, unless you want it.
I mean, ultimately, it's your
Yeah, it's my operating
operational,
budget.
I mean, we can
Yeah.
give suggestions, but ultimately it's,
Yeah, and I'm
I
happy
don't
to
see
take
how
it
we're
if you
gonna
have any.
vote on line items simply because I mean, I could have my ideas, you could have yours, but ultimately how are we gonna decide which ones to cut? I mean, right?
Right, and it's the town's operating budget, so it's stuff that I manage every day. You know, it's my managing budget, so I probably can figure out where the best places are to
Well, I
cut
get
those.
that, but you know, I mean, that's the whole point of the budget meetings, right? That's what we do, we go over everything line by line and share our ideas, so.
Yeah, so I mean, if you have any, please send them my way. Definitely, I'm happy to have them.
Agreed, but it still failed.
Oh,
We made our cuts and it
I
still
get
failed,
that.
so
Right.
One question I did have, those signs that we do put out, what do those cost?
I'm finding out because last night Todd called me and he wants 25 more signs.
So
The
that's
signs
why-
that
I
are,
just find it's like-
already out, the registrars already have. So it's the signs they put out every year, so they didn't order more, but Todd wants 25 more signs ordered. So I reached out to
just
the registrars.
not small writing on them.
No, I reached out to the registrars last night because they order theirs online from somewhere and I think they're less expensive than the ones we ordered before, only because, and I had to go to the other company before because
We
we had
needed
a
them right
time
away,
crunch.
yeah.
Now, if I don't need them until July 16th, I've asked the registrars, how long does it take to get them from their company? And then we just want budget vote Tuesday, so that they can be utilized again next year. And that's what he wants, he wants 25 more signs. So he called last night, I reached out to the registrars last night to ask them what they pay for at their company and if we can get them in time.
$6 and $8 a piece.
I just didn't know if
depending
the
on
cost was
price.
nominal, because every time we talk about this, I'm
It
going,
was
we
like-
gotta spend more money when we wanna.
Right, it was like
Reduce
$300
the
or
budget, we need to spend more money.
$400 the last time we ordered them from, I forget what the company,
Comstock.
yeah. So they were $300 or $400.
Yeah.
And the thing is, if you order them specific, like some people were saying, we want the date on it, we want the time. Two problems, can't reuse them. Number two,
Comments that I
the
saw.
print is so small that you can't read them when you're driving by in a car.
Right, the comments that
Because
I'm
it's too much
hearing or whatever
material.
is we'd have to go door to door and tell every person there's a.
They want postcards, they want phone
Right.
calls.
Postcards are the most expensive way because you're paying for the postcard printing, then you're paying for the bulk mailing. That's why we went with the Citizens Guide to, the East Haddam News to put the Citizens Guide in because that was a lesser cost.
Nobody reads the paper. That's what they say.
Nobody reads the paper, nobody looks at Facebook, nobody checks, any of anything. So and then you talk to Craig?
Yeah, so we're putting together an Everbridge call the day before. So he's not that
Really?
thrilled with that idea, but people want a phone call at 6 o'clock the night before saying the budget's tomorrow, come out and vote please, 6 AM to 8 PM. Hope to see you at the polls.
Don't blame them, because that isn't that,
It's really for
it's
emergencies.
emergencies.
This is an emergency.
But that's what people on Facebook are saying, they want a reminder phone call the night before because they knew it was a budget referendum, but they forgot. So they wanted a reminder.
My mother used to say, you want a personalized invitation from the Pope. So I'll work on that. We got a new one, he's from Villanova, I'm from Villanova, maybe I can get something done. All right, moving on, okay? Public comment? You did.
I'll talk about the pay increases for the state staff. My name is Chris Ledermer, I'm the career captain for East Haddam. And I try to attend most of the budget meetings and finance meetings, and they wanted to cut an extra 75,000 from the Selectmen side. So I'm here advocating that one of the things that does not get cut is our pay raises. I want everybody to understand that I stayed fiscally responsible when we ran these numbers. And just a breakdown, if you look at the salaries and I listed us and 3 other departments that are pretty much similar to us, they're combination departments. They're spread out throughout the state.
I'm sorry, did you say combination?
Combination, because
So
we
paid
are
and
paid
volunteer.
and volunteer. So the 4 that are listed on there is East Haddam, Salem, which is a mutual aid partner, Ledyard Fire Department in Easton. And if you look right now, the firefighter EMT coming in is 26% below the state median. So I try to did the state median, and then with the new pay raises, it still keeps us below the state median. but it makes us competitive for what we do. And you can look at the call volumes, which is on the bottom section of it, we are pretty average. As far as Salem and Ledger go, I really couldn't decipher what calls, if that's their total calls that the paid people do, is it a total call for the entire department, but that's what they had for 2023. 2024 hasn't been listed yet.
Chris, just for my friends here, the Easton is on here because they're
They are a combination department that does,
same population, right? Very
they're a
close
little
to
bit,
our demographics.
yeah, so I tried to get departments that we kind of mirror. So to keep it relatively, you know.
Yep. Just asking that, just cause it seems out to left field, but it makes sense.
Yeah, so like Salem was looking for a full timer. And I think they posted and I think they got like 6 or 7 applicants within the first 2 days. We've had ours posted up for a long time and we get people who we cannot hire because they're either fresh out of fire one, they're waiting to get their EMT license, they've never driven a fire truck before. And unfortunately for us during the day, that's something I can't hire because we don't have the resources to where I can say, okay, we're gonna train this guy every day for the next 6 months. We don't have the resources to do it, we can't do it.
And then when you train them, they leave.
And then,
Higher
and that's what this place has been. This place has been a stepping stone. Since I've been here, we've lost 4 full timers to other departments. And it's all because they make more money. 3 of the 4 that left said they would have stayed if the pay raise is what we're looking at right now. If we were paying that when they left, they would have stayed. Because this is a good department, it is a great town, but there is an importance, it puts not only myself, but firefighter Newham at risk because it's basically just the 2 of us almost every day. Like I'm here 4 days a week, every week. For like the last, I don't know, year.
Only 12 years left, right?
Which I don't mind, but I do enjoy the people. So that was that part on the payroll. The other part was, I want people to understand that are listening that the firehouse, when you sit in it for 12 hours a day, 4 days a week, if anybody wants to come down, this is an open door, you wanna come down early in the morning when the sun's coming up, and I can show you that the kitchen door looks like it's the second coming of Jesus. If the light is off, there is a glow, and I have pictures. It is the most inefficient building in this town. It is, the wind blows, if we have a heavy rain comes in, it's like Lowe's, we have birds that get in from the outside. It served its purpose, and I think it's something that I think would benefit the town if you move forward. And that's just me expressing my opinion. I know I don't have any skin in the game because I don't live in the town, but I also understand the demographics of the town because we deal with them every day. So that's
Thank you for coming in, Chris, and you have plenty of skin in the game when you go out and you do the job that you do every day here, so thank you both and the rest of the department.
Any questions?
Yeah, quick question. You said something about, I think it was Easton, you weren't sure if the
So
call was paid, you weren't sure about that number, so can you just clarify that a little for me?
yeah, so like Eastern and Ledger, right? If you look at the chart in the bottom right corner, those are their calls that they've done. And I know for us, we did 546. The 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. 2023, we did 546 calls.
Okay, so that's only your paid 6 to 6
That's-
staff.
That's the 12 hours Monday through Friday. That's what we did total for the entire year.
Thank you.
So like I said, Easton and Ledyard, when I tried to run their numbers and look what they had, I couldn't
Couldn't
pinpoint
pinpoint the time.
whether or not they were doing, more or a little less, so.
Thank you.
That's where that is.
Any questions?
And so you're not advocating for increase in salary, you're just advocating to not reduce it, is that correct?
So we, in the budget, there is an increase for pay, and what I'm saying is I don't want that to go away. And we need us to be competitive.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to clarify.
Yep, yeah, so I'm definitely advocating for the pay raises, that they don't get cut, and the reasons why, and if anybody has any more questions, you can get with Irene, they can reach out to me, everybody knows where I'm at, 44 William F. Palmer. Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, 12 to 12, 6 to 6.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Brian. Appreciate it, you guys. Thanks for the work on that. Should we go back and just read this?
Public comment.
Go ahead.
No, I didn't know if I was.
Yes, please do.
I didn't want you to go on, I mean, I'm not here
No.
just to be here.
Yeah.
I had a couple questions for the selectmen. What's going on with BB Road?
BB Road is slated to, trying to think what she's slated to. You probably know
Well, I
better
know
than
there
I
was a
do.
meeting
Yeah,
a couple weeks ago, I wasn't invited to it, I don't know if you were invited to it. I'm supposedly in charge of BB Road, but I know the selectman's office and you guys have kind of taken over, so I'm here to find out what's going on, because in the long run, I'm responsible, according to the way it's all written down.
okay. Do you know?
I don't.
Were you
I
at the
get no
meeting
answers.
2 weeks ago?
No.
Okay, I don't know. I'll get back to you.
So that's kind of disturbing, don't you think? That neither of us know what's going on and there was a meeting about it. I find it personally,
Do you
and that's why
know
I'm
what
here.
we're slated to do then?
Meeting with who?
Yeah, who
Well,
was in the
Jim said he
meeting?
had a meeting with with a few people about BB Road. And I haven't heard anything.
So to my knowledge, we formed a subcommittee to go over any improvements or
Isn't Rich on that?
The subcommittee
Rich
has been called
Pat now,
for
right.
eons because it all just kind of goes away.
So was it with
Yes.
Public Works?
We
Was
met-
it?
Oh, it's all Public Works and
We met
and
once
stuff.
back when, it was before Michelle's time.
Cause I wanna make sure that things keep on progressing.
So what are you particularly interested in regards to what's
What's going
being
on?
done?
I have no idea.
But what, as planning and zoning, what, or
We are in
as somebody
charge
in
of it.
charge of it,
Right,
What-
I mean, whatever goes on there.
what improvements are you expecting to have happen?
Well, I know that we have the bridges that are supposed to be going on. We're waiting for as-built for the washout that was already done over a year ago. We're still waiting for that. We have guardrails that need to be put down. That's health and safety.
Okay,
You know,
I'm just, the reason I'm asking is I'm
No, I
just
know.
trying to jog my memory here a little
know
bit.
Jim-
I
Jim
know that
said-
Jim,
He said something to me yesterday about a drawdown in Moodus Reservoir so they can get rid of that sand
that's
and
not till
silt
winter.
and all
Yeah,
that.
that's gonna cost us
all he said.
$40,000 to do it now.
Yeah, I'm not even,
We're not gonna do that part
yeah,
until
I'm
then.
I'm not concerned about that. I just wanna know, I feel like I'm left out in the dark.
I don't know whether the funding.
You guys are also.
Yep, I don't know whether the funding is slowing down the process of doing the bridge work that needs to be done there. And maybe that's what it is, but I will find out and I will let you know. I'll get in touch, I
But I
promise.
just thought that I probably would have found out about it.
Well, if he's having conversations with Public Works, that's not really a meeting, you know, he's trying to
Well-
find out information, but let me see what I can find out.
Okay.
I promise I will do that.
And I just found out yesterday that the people who own Brownell and Company are putting in a request to demolish the last mill in town.
I haven't heard that yet,
Okay.
so I
I-
hope that's not the case because.
No, it is.
Okay.
It is. I heard it actually I heard it 2 days ago.
Then I will start the process of save the last mill in town,
I would
put out the picket
that's
signs.
the great grandson
We
of
should
the
not
man
do
who
that.
built it. I would appreciate that.
The Historical Society would take that over.
Well, they would love to. I had read, there was a report that came out,
I hope it doesn't.
and again, people in this building have known about it for a while and have sat on it. And they're saying that it's structurally unsound. Well, I walked through it 2 years ago, and the only part that was bad is where the roof is off in the northwest corner. Other than that, it seemed very sound. So I don't know where the report was done and who did it, but I would
Where did you
appreciate
hear
it
that?
if-
Like,
At this point, you know, I mean, the town,
was it
Lewis
at the
doesn't have a
planning and
lot
zoning
left.
meeting?
I'm sorry?
Was it at the planning and zoning meeting you heard that?
No.
Oh.
No, it's never, that wouldn't come in front of P and Z. But that would go to the building department,
Alright, I can find out.
so.
That's not good. Alright, we'll see what we can do
Thank
about
you.
that. Yeah. Thanks for bringing it to my attention. Our attention. Anything else?
We got this thing.
Oh, is this under public comment?
Comment, yeah.
Good morning, my name is Eric Chamberlain, I live on Bashan Road overlooking Bashan Lake. I would like to propose a possible compromise for some of the wake boats issues and concerns. What if we allowed the wake boats between 12 noon and 6 p.m.? This would give the swimmers, the kayakers, the fishermen until dawn, until noon, and from 6 until dusk to enjoy the lake without the concern of the large wakes that these boats make. Yet would still allow the people with these types of boats to also enjoy the lake as well. I would like to see the same rule apply to jet skis as well, but that's probably a different meeting. Thank you for your time and consideration of my suggestion. It's a great suggestion, and we will bring it to the June 25th meeting on wake boats for the lakes. So thank you, Eric Chamberlain. Alright, moving on. Speaking of, great segue. Anyway, so what we're doing is we're having a meeting on the 25th of June with the Lakes folks. Attached to your packet is the ordinance that we're suggesting, deep suggestion. Moodus Reservoir has also gotten in touch with us that they would also like to kind of be, you know, on this as well. But basically what it's doing is it's banning the use of these wake boats, on the lakes. The wake boats are laden, they're heavy in the back, they create a large wake, and then people surf off the wake. There's no rope towing or anything. It's a great, you know, new thing that people are doing. Actually, they've been doing it for a while, but people on Bashan Lake are concerned that number one, it's ruining the lake. It's stirring up a lot of stuff. It's the wakes are huge. They hit the docks, they hit the sides, they knock people over, little kids, et cetera, et cetera. So all in all, they're not interested in having this. Deep, I believe, is of the mindset, I mean, they're not going to come in and set a even though technically it's kind of their lake, but they don't come in and make ordinances, that's our job. So anyways, we're gonna have a meeting on the 25th to listen to the people, you know, there are people that literally moved here to the lake and bought a $300,000 wake boat, and now they can't, you know, they're not gonna be able to use it on the lake, so, you know, that's the other side of it. You know, can this kind of compromise that Eric's suggesting happen? I don't know. I think that the people who are concerned on the conservation side will probably say it doesn't matter what time of day that you use the boat, it's still a certain lake. So we'll have to see, but that's what's coming up with this. So if you guys wanna take a look at this ordinance, I don't know if you already have, but if there's any suggestions or comments that you wanna make, you know, we can certainly incorporate them as well into the stuff.
What's in that ordinance was a pared down from what Bashan Lake gave us as a sample, it was from Wisconsin. So I sent that to Deep because Deep has to approve any ordinance, so what they do is they help us write it, so when the approval happens, we don't have to go back and change everything. So anyway, they gave those suggestions, they pared it down, looked at our ordinance that we already have for boating, and where would this language fit in, so it's a good fit. And when I went to them to get this language, I only had Bashan Lake's request. So, like some other boating pieces or items in the boating ordinance, it says Bashan Lake and Moodus Reservoir, so I just added and Moodus Reservoir. I'm gonna send that, back to Deep and make sure they're okay with that. And then public hearing, then if it goes further and it goes to town meeting and passes, then it has to go the ordinance has to be sent back to Deep for approval to go in their boating book for lakes, and then we have to notice it after that.
Okay, any questions, comments regarding that?
Do we Do we know if there are other leak boat ordinances in Connecticut? You said the template came from Wisconsin, so.
Yeah, that I don't know, because they just gave me a sample from Wisconsin, I sent that to Deep.
I didn't know if Deep had
And said-
mentioned.
Well, that's why I'm assuming
There were other
Deep
towns.
kinda paired a 2-page ordinance down to what you see,
But they didn't mention that other towns
they
were.
did not.
Anything? You don't like it? No ordinance. There you go.
I wanna know who's gonna enforce it.
Yeah.
Laws are made to be enforced, and if we create laws that can't be enforced, that's,
Well, we're working on that too, trying to get some police in here as well. Okay, moving on, the RFP award for the redevelopment planning for downtown East Haddam. Imagine that means the village. So the redevelopment agency put out an RFP to find planners. They've interviewed all four of the ones that they received, and they would like to award it to VHB, that they were unanimously selected. So we need a motion to award the contract for the redevelopment planning of downtown East Haddam to Van Ace Hangen Brusland Inc., VHB, in an amount of $76,300, which includes concurrence of the Department of Environmental and Community Development State Historic Preservation Office.
so
We have a motion, thank you. Second?
Yeah, I wish they were here so I could ask them
I don't know why they're not here.
why VHB is worth 26.
I think we used them for this building.
I know, I'm
And
just
they're-
looking at the
Aren't
difference
they
in
currently doing
price,
the
so.
They're currently
brownfields?
doing the brownfield, and Camoin is doing the TIF, the tax increment financing. For this planning thing, VHB put in their planning, and their sub on the planning is Camoin. So they're already involved in the project, they're aware of the project, and I guess they had a better, from what I understand from them, they had a better understanding of what had to be done. The other two didn't have the same grasp of the project and didn't offer the same like charrette kind of stuff and things like that would be happening.
I'm just curious, cause it's a
Yeah.
$26,000 difference from the second lowest.
Yeah, I hope that one of them would have been here, so
Yeah,
they would explain their reasoning, but
liked to have known that. Alright, well, then I'll second it, but I'm hesitant for the record.
Alright, I'll see what I can find or see if I can get one of them to reach out with that.
Yeah, I mean, if it were a less significant difference in price,
Understood, fair question. All those, I'm sorry, where were we? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you very much, but I will get that.
yeah, I would like to know what
Sure.
makes it worth $20,000+.
Alright, next up is our resident trooper services. You guys probably see that there's a contract here that I have to execute. We do this all the time. We're a trooper town. Unfortunately, we don't have a
every 2
whole lot,
years.
every 2 years. We don't have a lot of say as far as who comes here, who doesn't. I will say that our current trooper, Graham Freites, is been wonderful. He's here, he's present, he's working with the town, he knows people around town now. He is here when he needs to be, and I think he's doing a great job. It's the best trooper we've had since I've been here, so sorry to the others, but I do appreciate Graham very much. And I don't know if we're gonna keep him because our former trooper might be back because she was on maternity leave. So I don't know if we're gonna keep him or not, but I put in multiple thank yous to the troop to say, we love him, we want him, we wanna keep him, so we'll see if they don't, they do what they do. So but really do appreciate the work that he's doing. So in the meantime, the contract, we're not renewing his contract, we're renewing the contract with the state trooper. So I need a motion that
Well, you don't need to do it until next meeting,
Oh, well,
because we have to
can
do it by June 30th, if you're ready, cause normally what I give you, and I only got this on Friday, so I didn't have time. I usually take the old contract
I know, I didn't read it,
and the new contract.
changed.
Do you guys
and-
wanna,
and-
That's what I
and-
was
yeah,
wondering, what the
And I just
difference
didn't, I only got it on Friday, so I didn't have time to do
you guys
that
wanna
yet.
wait
Yeah,
to do that?
So,
Okay.
yeah, and so
Yeah, we can do that.
I'll do that and I'll send you, here's the old one, here's the differences and
I mean, to your point, there's not a whole hell of a lot we're gonna negotiate, but I like to see, always see
what the
what's
differences are from last time.
What the
What are-
changes are.
what are
Sure,
the
we can
increases?
do that, we'll do it
Are we
next
buying
meeting.
3 pairs of socks or 2 pairs of socks?
Just two, okay.
And like I say, we just got it, so I just didn't have it,
yeah,
didn't have
no, I,
time to go through it all.
That sounds fair. Okay, so we'll do that, next meeting, we'll have an opportunity to review the two contracts. So next up, we just have some board and commission changes, in your packet, we need a motion to change the status of Walt Parkus from an alternate member to a regular member on the Moodus Firehouse Building Committee until service completion of the project.
Second.
Thank you, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, and thank you, Walt. And the next one is we need to appoint Ed Blaszczyk as a regular member of the Moodus Firehouse Building Committee to serve to the completion of the project.
So moved.
second,
Those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
That
Alright,
leaves one alternate position to be filled.
okay. Alright, and next up, we have one tax refund, so I need a motion to award the tax refund of $132.32 to Kayla Aravalo.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you very much. Alright, and so next up, just so you guys, oh, I'm sorry, any liaison reports?
No, I guess I should find out about BB Road.
I guess so, well, we will find out. Okay, and the Neighborhood Assistance Act public hearing, this is happening on 6/11 at 5:30 AM.
Oh, PM, sorry,
PM. I was gonna say AM, who's gonna be here then?
not me,
But you didn't like to be here
sorry, PM.
that early. So it's the town of East Haddam and a Good Speed Opera House, so as you.
So far, that's all I got, that they were due in on Monday. So I only have those two.
Right, so that's all we have there. So that'll be on 6/11, and then again, just for a reminder, the budget referendum is July 22nd. You're gonna hear me say that date a lot because apparently people are not informed. They're gonna come out and vote for the budget.
Town meeting is July 8th.
Town meeting,
Public
July-
hearing will be June 24th.
Wedding anniversary will not be there.
wait, say that again, Linda, I'm sorry. Town meeting is July
You're
8th.
running it.
July 8th town meeting, June 24th public hearing.
Okay,
You've had how
anybody?
many wedding anniversaries? I mean, it's.
30 this year.
They're the same as,
30
30's the
is
same as
special.
29, really, after this point.
So go for an early dinner.
Okay,
So we'll be setting the mill rate at our next
I was thinking
Board of
June 30th. Yeah, June 30th.
so that'll be a
You said it.
special meeting?
Special meeting. And I just didn't get a time yet, we can discuss that.
what day of the week is that?
It's a Monday. Or June 30th, or we could do it the Friday before, maybe the Friday before, cause I'm on vacation that week. So maybe we'll have to do it on that Friday.
Steve's birthday, June 26th. Doesn't stop.
We could
It's
do
a
it at-
tough
we
week
could
in the
do it at
Haynes
like
house.
8:30
our
in the
Mardi
morning
Gras
if
week.
you want,
Father's
on
Day
that
to
Friday,
Steve's birthday.
I will,
if
I
you
don't
want.
really ever wanna do anything at 8:30 in the morning, that requires me to not be in my pajamas, but I can. It's
You could zoom in.
not something I want to do, but I certainly will.
Only cause I'm not here that 4th of July week, so.
Alright,
I didn't know if we were
I can
gonna
have it
do it
ready to
at
go.
the next BOS meeting, or if it was gonna be
It's a little
own
early
separate.
to do it then.
Okay.
We need to talk to the attorney too, because I wanna just have legal backup to everything that the thought process is 2 tax bills and 2, I wanna make sure, like a first half tax bill and a second half tax bill with a different rate and changing the mill rate that the Board of Selectmen set. I just want legal backup that what we're doing is.
no problem. We'll find all that out. We'll get back to the query on those items. Anything else? Have a motion to adjourn?
Second.
All those in favor? Thank you all for coming. appreciate it. Thank you for that work.
Just Mr. Sunset, so